everybody. Welcome to Real Horror. This is a show where we discuss the horror movie of the week every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tonight we're talking about Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. And I'm looking forward to getting into this movie. I have some opinions about it. I'm sure my panel does as well. But real quick, let's say hi to the panel. Tommy, how's it going tonight?
Big. Weak. It's going pretty good. Didn't need to, but I did rewatch this one again anyway. And you know what? There was a few things that I had actually forgotten about it on the rewatch, which I think are very important to this film and why a lot of people have some negative reactions to how the story goes. And we will definitely touch into that once we get going on this one. But, I love this film. I think this is really the staple look, like the best look that Kane Hodder had for Jason, and it carried over into it's kind of partially carried over into Jason Goes to Hell. But I mean, it starts with A New Blood, and A New Blood does transition into this one very well. I mean, I think there's a lot of really good things to say about this movie, and they did add a little bit of the fun element to it, which is, I think, one of the things that turned a lot of people off because they felt there was a little bit too much humor for Jason. But you know what? There was a lot of humor in the second Nightmare on Elm Street too, a lot more than the first one. So can you really go there with that? But no, pleasure to be here. Thanks to all the people that are popping in the chat, guys. Thank you for being here. Be sure to share out the link. Let people know that we are live, killing it.
Yes. I love Stripe Voorhees. That's awesome. And we're also joined by Etab. How's it going tonight?
All right, I'll break character. It's going good. No, it's dead air. That's
mommy,
bad. That's
mommy,
bad.
Don't let me drown, mommy.
Dead air is bad. No, we're here in Times Square. I love this one. I'm not gonna lie. I do. This one's a fun movie. I own, I think, 2-3 different copies. I have VHS, DVD, and then I've got 2 DVDs and then Blu-ray. And then I have a digital 4K of it too, I think, that came with my box set. But yeah, this is a fun. Darkest Side of the Night is, we use that song on my show. Trey loves that. It's a fun song. This is a fun movie. I saw this in the theater. No shit. Me and my cousin snuck into this. And watched it, and it was like, I know you want him to be in Manhattan the whole time, and then they only spend a couple minutes there, and they didn't get to do the things they wanted to do, like Madison Square Garden and things of the like, because of budget. But was it Vancouver stood in for New York in this one? I think it was. Yeah. So it served its purpose. It had the grunge look in the alleys. In the ship scenes on the Lazarus were cool. It features some really cool kills, and it's a fun movie. It really is. Like Tommy said, I don't have any problem with the humor or these being meta, because Friday the 13th Part 6 is my favorite entry into this entire series. But I do love this one. This is a fun one, and this is the last one that matters to me.
All right. Awesome. Well, it's great to have you here, and I was waiting to see how long you would keep yourself in character. I was just gonna leave it there. Like, that was hilarious.
I do have it's funny. I got my Friday 13th hoodie on. I got my Friday 13th tank top, and I do have, you guys see, I've got the Friday 13th tattoo, which was my first ink I got, is the hockey mask from Part 6 on my shoulder with the mic. So yeah, I'm kind of a fan of this franchise and this Jason in particular.
Well, that is why you're here tonight, and I'm glad you could make it. Okay, so and we probably will be joined by Vinny Art as well. It looks like he's running a little late. So yeah, he'll join us when he can. But let's say hi to the chat. Immortal Coil was here first. Nice to see you, Coil. The Beast, awesome to see you. Soul Assassin, best mod ever. He says, "Oh, show's on. Everyone close your Necronomicon and put your puzzle boxes away." Nice. Toy Mafia, great to see you. And Time Prophet, nice to see you. And of course, ETEP also in the chat and on the panel. Awesome.
I'm the messenger of God. You're doomed if you stay here.
I heard him say puzzle boxes.
Oh, nice.
My lament configuration hates me, and it gets stuck. It was the box, then I made it to this, and I didn't cut myself though, so I'm still here. We're good.
You
That's
know, I was
good.
half expecting you to hold that puzzle box up, and it was going to be the Star of David.
Oh God, that's my next tattoo. Is the Star of David? No,
Oh.
I am getting Pinhead from shoulder to elbow. I'm doing a whole Pinhead holding the lament configuration from shoulder to elbow on my left arm. So that's my
Wow.
next one. That's going to be a 2-session deal. But yeah.
Only 2 sessions?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nelson is doing. He did my Friday the 13th one.
Yep.
So we're gonna do. He'll do the top half, start up here, and then work it down, and then the bottom half will go. Yeah, the second session, which it'll be a couple months apart probably. Which is why I'm gonna do the top half first, obviously. I've just got his ass.
Oh, Mr. Pulp Noir popped in. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Solar Warden, thank you for showing up.
I got it. You bastard. No. Haha. There it is.
Nice.
All right.
All right. So yeah, what I like about this is that Kane Hodder is Jason. I think Kane Hodder is the best Jason.
Well, he was the first one when he stepped into the role. He gave little nuances to Jason that became pretty much staple for everybody who played Jason after, like the little head nod and the way he kind of swayed. That was something that Kane Hodder brought to the table. And remember, Kane Hodder was a stunt coordinator on some of the other Jason movies before he actually took the role too. So he had been around it for a while, and I think you could see a little bit of that too when he brought it into play when he started working with the guys that were doing Hatchet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Tommy, do you wanna start this review since this is your favorite horror movie ever?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And well, once again, you're starting at a point where a lot of people say it mechanically doesn't make sense, but when you look at this movie and you rewatch this movie, it mechanically does make sense, and even in the very beginning, because you see these kids rolling in on that little mini yacht. Yep. And they're parked right in Camp Crystal Lake. And what happens? The prop winds up hitting some shit, and it winds up disintegrating the chain around Jason's neck, and he breaks free. So Jason's still in the water from where he got pulled from the girl with the psychic abilities when she resurrected her father to drag Jason down. Yes, Tina. And there he was. So right there, you're automatically jumping from what happened in the last movie, coming right into this one with the chains breaking away, and then Jason rising up and looking very, very weathered, even more weathered than he was in the one before. I think just in the very beginning, this makes sense. The start.
The water damage did look good on him, and yeah, it hit that electrical wire, and it shocked him when the prop. When the prop came through on that, he got a volt. What is that? The gimmick there. You know what I'm talking about.
He got the juice.
Oh God, he got the juice. But yeah, that was but the kids were like, because he had the hockey mask on the boat, so it's like they're and he was talking about it in the beginning. The scene in the beginning was cool.
And that's another thing that makes a lot of sense canonically too, because if you remember at the end of the last one, when she pulled the mask around his head with her psychic abilities, it shattered his mask. So he doesn't have a mask. So he would grab that guy's mask and put it on the minute he jumps over onto the board of the ship. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that made sense.
Yeah, I definitely did like the beginning of the movie. They show what appears to be New York City in the very beginning. So they're setting up the scene for, him taking Manhattan. And then it goes to Susie and her boyfriend on the boat. And I really liked that part, the way that, the anchor hits the power cord and brings them back to life. And that part, I really like that a lot. I thought that was well done. And it's actually, I have a shot for that. Where is it? Yeah, right here.
Legend has it that Jason came back to get even, vowing to kill every teenager in the area. And every now and then, the murders just start up.
I love that. I like how when he grabs the bar, you can hear how squishy he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's all like waterlogged. I love that part, and I love when he gets on the boat and he finds the mask, which I think is funny. The mask is funny to me because it looks exactly like his old mask. It even has like the
axe damage.
Yes,
Yeah,
that.
that's like up there. It's like cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine does. Mine. I didn't get. Mine doesn't have it. But
Yeah, that was the axe from Part 3 when they hit in the head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Which back then he had the blue. Didn't he have the blue on his?
No, the blue one was
That was
actually
5.
Part 5.
That was 5. That was okay. But because the mask there's little subtle like changes and throughout, which was neat to see it, like the evolution through the series. But yeah, he has the exact same mask. He takes when he takes I can't remember the guy's name, but when he takes him out with the gimmick, what is he? Jesus, we didn't use the spear. Was it the spear gun? No, he used that on the girl because she was hiding down in the.
He misses the girl with the dart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or should I say the spear tip? So
Yes.
then he uses the spear gun itself to punch through the guy.
Yeah.
Yep, on him. And then she's in the bow in that little compartment there. It's like jump overboard and just swim.
I know.
What do? You put yourself this in. It's funny because I mean, I don't mind because I know, that these characters are not going to make it. So it's like, but they always put themselves in this situation where there's no possible way to escape. Like you've cornered yourself. Now you do know that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
There he is.
Hey, Vinny.
Hey, sorry.
Nice. It's okay. I'm glad you made it.
Fashionably late went out during World War II, Vinny.
I arrived just as I was supposed to. Perfectly on my time.
Soul Assassin has a good question. He asks, was there 2 takes when Jason was in New York? I hear he kicks a dog instead of a boombox in the film. Either way, it's a dick move, Jason. Do you guys know anything about that? I hadn't heard that.
No, I had no idea.
I'd have to look through the extra features on the disc to see if it's in there because there's so many extra features on those discs.
I'm disappointed. ETEP should have known this already.
Well,
I know.
mean, I'm right there with him. I mean, I've been watching these movies in the theater since I was a little kid, and I seen the first one in the theater when I was a very young child.
Nice.
So I don't recall ever hearing this. I do recall that there is something with a dead dog in the original Halloween where they were actually supposed to have a dog strung up in a tree. Maybe that's a myth that carried over into the Friday the 13th franchise because I don't remember ever hearing about him kicking a dog in this one.
No.
Yeah, I don't believe so either. Soul Assassin, if you do find something, definitely let us know. Like
Unless it's Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Glinter popped in. Nice to see you.
Nice.
He says, I think this had Jason's only good guy moment,
Yep.
albeit inadvertently, when he saved the main girl from those 2 druggies. Yes.
Yep.
I noticed that as well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, nice. The Jason chained in a fish tank. I seen something like that, Soul Assassin.
Yeah.
I'd seen something like that, but unfortunately we couldn't get it because they were out of stock. But it almost looks like the oh god, like the things with the wax, like the lava lamps. It looks almost like a lava lamp in design with the lights and the bubbles and everything, but it's got a Jason who's hanging from the chain in this thing.
Dude, I've seen somebody had one like that in their pond. It's like his
Yeah.
upper torso and his arms like that with the chains on him. That would be sick.
Yeah, totally. That'd be awesome.
That's something I need.
Okay, yeah. So where did we leave off? Okay,
Vinny
yeah.
runs on Italian time, bada bing.
So he goes and he finds Susie in the compartment.
Yes.
And then slowly, I like how he slowly does her in. Like, let's drag this out.
It's funny because for a second I was thinking, is he gonna spare her? Like, is he not, like? Because she's like, no, and he's like just standing there for a minute, and I'm like, is he gonna let her go? Like, I didn't know where it was going, but yeah, that was a cool kill.
So we get into the part where a lot of people think that there's a huge plot hole in this, where he's still on the boat. Now, I'm not 100% sure because I know the boat was running.
Mm-hmm.
So how far out did he already get at that point? Because he winds up staying on the boat, and then he winds up in that harbor,
right?
And he winds up jumping on that other boat. And see, the one thing we don't understand is why he sticks around, but we do find out later in the movie. And that actually kind of fixes that plot hole a little bit. So we'll get into that when we get to that part. But I just wanted to touch on that.
On this same topic, there's been a huge debate about how the yacht made it out to the shore, which is funny because it's never been mentioned that Crystal Lake had any tributaries or anything that would run out to the ocean.
Right.
But this, that's basically easily explained. Well, there's a large, river that runs off of Crystal Lake, and you wind through and you can make it out to there. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm honestly fine with that explanation. I really am. Mm-hmm. Either that or the other one that's been legitimately brought up is that Jason Voorhees has the power of teleportation, which explains how he gets around so fast. Now,
I don't like that.
I don't necessarily like that. I don't subscribe to it, but given the fact that after starting at part 6, he's more of a supernatural entity, okay, than he is in parts 2 and 3. And 4, he's more humanized in those.
Right.
After that, he's supernatural. He's, I don't think of him as so people, refer to him as zombie Jason. It's more of a, there's a specific term for it, but he's like an agent of evil to me. It's not a, not a zombie.
He's a Democrat.
He probably he's dead. He votes that way.
No, because a zombie would definitely be a Democrat.
Yeah, but no,
Agent of evil. I mean, I don't know.
But you know what I'm saying, though. That's why I'm kind of all right. But I like to think that, the yacht floated out to the harbor, ended up there, and that's how he came to be on the Lazarus.
Yeah, honestly, for me, I don't even take much time thinking about how he got from the yacht to the Lazarus. I just think he does know how to get around. So it's, some things I just don't worry myself over. I wasn't even thinking about that when I was watching the movie, but I do know that is a hot debate.
One other thing that you want to point out is when some people try to say that he's a zombie and he's like a deadite and everything like that, he actually shows a lot more mental acuity than a deadite would. Because look at the thing where he's actually putting the blowgun dart into the thing, and he knows how to just like load it. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't doing that when he was a little kid before he drowned. So he does have some kind of form of intellect, even in that dusty cobweb red head of his.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so as far as the deadites go, there are actually different types of deadites in the whole, Ash versus Evil Dead universe. There are some, like you see in the show, where they will possess a human and they're totally like they know what's going on.
This is me explaining how he made it out there. I'm like,
You gotta freaking watch Always Sunny in Philly.
I just know the memes.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's so good.
Yeah, so and then there's some deadites that are just like walking skeletons. So I do think that Jason is some kind of deadite.
Well, the one thing I'm, and this is kind of the reason I kind of lean away from him being a deadite. I think maybe if you go into the, obviously it's canon that the Necronomicon was used to help bring him back to life and all that stuff.
Yep.
But I don't think he's necessarily a deadite for one big reason, because he winds up growing up, even as a dead being, as an undead being, he winds up growing up. He gets bigger. He goes from a small child to an adolescent. Basically, you see in part 2, he's like a teenager in part 2. Part 3, he's just about a full-size man, and then he keeps getting bigger from that point on. Like he's still growing. If he was just a deadite, why would a dead body keep growing?
Wait, excuse me 1 second. They actually made it canon that the Book of the Dead brought him back.
Yeah,
it's in Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one I never saw, so that's why I didn't know.
You're not missing much.
So, but 6 is wait a minute. But 6 is the one where he got struck by lightning, got brought back to life.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, in the cemetery.
So in 7, they talk about that.
No, in 7,
No.
he just got struck by lightning when Jarvis wanted to make sure that he was dead. And then he stuck that like poker thing in him, and
Or
then
as a fence post.
Okay. Yeah,
that
and
I
it was
remember.
metal, and it got struck by lightning, and that brought him back.
Very, very Eddie from Iron Maiden.
Right, but that to me had nothing to do with the book. That's why I was curious, because you said he goes.
Well, that's how they say that his mother brought him back when they get into part 9 and Jason Goes to Hell. They have the one guy explaining it, and they said that's how his mother brought him back to life with the Necronomicon.
Okay, so that's what they tried to attach to this. Okay, I see. Because I didn't know that stuff. Again, I didn't watch all of them. Like 6 was my favorite one. Like I watched like 1 up till there. I seen again. He takes Manhattan. I thought it was more on the goofy side. Some of the kills and shit he did was fantastic. But he spent the majority of the movie on the boat. That's why I'm like, it's not my favorite film.
Yeah.
But it was great seeing him doing what he was doing. But yeah, I didn't know where they took the character, and that's bizarre. So okay, so up until the 5th one was the last one that he was human.
Well, he wasn't in the 5th one. The 5th one was the ambulance driver Roy. So it was parts 2, 3, and 4 that he was in, and then he died at the end of part 4, and that's why he was buried in 6. Roy came in and took over during that span. Now you got to remember, 2, 3, and 4. All take place over like the course of 8 days. It's like it's a very short period of time that those all take place over. So then, after that, when he's gone for, X amount of time, and you have Tommy Jarvis grows up, Roy has done his thing. And that's kind of how we get there. Boom.
Okay.
John Madden.
Boom. Boom.
Tough actor tonight.
Hey, Mike, nice to see you again. I'm sorry to hear that you got some health stuff going on. Praying for you. Hope all goes well. And it is nice to see you again.
Positive thoughts. And what's up, Big Ange?
Draven.
Big Ange. Yeah.
Yeah, so the continuity with Jason is a little bit, I think, after what is it? I would say after I feel like it should have ended at 7. That's my personal opinion.
I think it could have kept going. Like even 8. I love 8. I think 8 is great. I think they could have kept going, and I think there's ways that they could have tied to Necronomicon, and it's just as a way to bring it back. And they could have done it right, but they chose to do this stupid like demon sperm wiggly thing instead. And that's where I think that movie really failed.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a way they could have tied it all in nicely and made it work, but somebody dropped the ball writing for it. I don't know who it was. Was JJ working on that one, perhaps?
Yeah, this was no, this was written. Let's see. I'm looking for the writer of this one. Rob Hedden wrote and directed this. Robert Ray Hedden. But no, this one is low ranked on Rotten Tomatoes too. I did a review of this years ago. There's a playlist of them on my channel. But it's at 11% for critics and 27% for audience. And I feel this is very underappreciated. It really is. You really have to look past the fact that it's called Jason Takes Manhattan and realize, that at the time they didn't have the budget. Like the budget was $4 or $5 million on this, and it made
it made 14.5, and it was only a $5 million budget. Yeah,
which is not that's pretty good for one of these movies. But this one
they should have called it Jason Takes a Boat and then Goes to Manhattan. That's the full title.
See, I don't. Yeah, the title, it really doesn't bother me because I mean, he gets to Manhattan like I just consider it Friday the 13th Part 8. I don't really care about the subtitle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's not really a sticking point to me. My main thing is there's some things in this movie that I just either need you guys to explain if there even is a good explanation for, or they should have ended at 7. And I know that's just my opinion. It's
you know what I think,
and that's all that mattered.
You know what I think would have been a better title for this? Jason Takes a Ferry and then Goes to Manhattan. Because that would have absolutely triggered all these weirdos right now.
So then that means Camp Crystal Lake is in Jersey with all the other families.
They also forgot that they renamed Camp Crystal Lake to Camp Blood or whatever it was.
Forest Green.
Forest Green.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay, but I do want to get to something. Soul Assassin has a couple of awesome links in here.
Yeah.
He's got one of them is Jason Truly Immortal, and there's a video, and it's here on YouTube. Definitely check that out. And then he's got another one, Jason Voorhees Saga Explained. So yeah, we'll definitely have to be checking those out. I wish I could show them, but I'd get hit for that. But
yeah.
Thank you for digging those up, Soul Assassin. You always come out with the best links. Mm-hmm. Tree Rock, nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
So I think technically we can get into the why Jason hangs around the boat now, why he goes to the Lazarus at this point. Because when he's already run into Susie and their whatever her boyfriend was, he didn't matter. He didn't last long. He could already sense somebody that he's had a run-in with before because they were all going to the same ceremony thing. They were all supposed to go to Manhattan together, and that was Renee.
Yeah.
Rennie.
Oh, Rennie.
Yeah.
Rennie.
Rennie. Yeah. So
Jensen Daggett.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't get explained to damn near the end of the movie when she has like a flashback moment. But that's why Jason, he senses somebody who got away. And Jason doesn't like to let people get away.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why he winds up hanging around on the yacht. This is why he winds up hanging around on Lazarus, because he could sense it. And as a matter of fact, the first person who he kind of almost shows himself to is her when she's alone in the room with the dog.
Yeah.
Granted, she only sees him as a child in the water, but she sees him first.
Yeah, they established like some kind of psychic connection or something like that between Rennie and Jason, going back from when her asshole uncle threw her in the lake when she couldn't swim. And I guess what she remembers is that little boy Jason grabbed her, but let her go. Is that right?
Yeah.
No,
She-
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, didn't the uncle grabbed her? And
Yeah.
Yes, and pulled her
he
out.
grabbed her and pulled her out. Yeah.
Because
So
he even says later on that I saved you. I saved you.
Right. That's right. Yep. Okay.
mhm.
Okay.
that-
And
Yeah.
I know that's usually one of the sticking points with a lot of these people. Like it doesn't make sense. But that if you think about it in that context, it makes a lot of sense because now Jason can sense her. It's like he senses when people are in the woods. When he senses people that were out in the water, he just knows he could sense those people that had violated his territory or had managed to escape him.
Right.
Yeah. And after being brought back in 7, he's kind of like, he's not just like this undead thing, like he's got like these psychic powers.
Yep. Yeah. Well, he was he was basically battling what was her name? Carrie. Was it Carrie they wanted to have in
Blonde
part
girl?
7?
Mhm.
It was it was originally supposed to be Carrie, but it ended up being Lar Park Lincoln
Yeah.
that played Tina in
Yeah.
that one, which I like I said, the Carrie fingerprints were all over it. It was
Yes.
all over that.
Is that the one that he
with
was
her-
left with the chain around his neck?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dad, she drowned her dad accidentally in the beginning, and then
Yeah.
the end, the dad comes up out of the water and pulls Jason down.
Well,
when they're out on the
well,
dock.
technically, Vinny, if you want to get technical real quick, Jason was chained underwater twice.
Yeah.
In part 6, and then
Part 6
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
part
yeah.
7.
Yeah, I
Part
was starting
7.
to watch 6 before I moved. I wanted to get back to it again because that
Oh.
shit was so much fun.
And speaking of Friday the 13th, before we get back into it, there is one Friday the 13th this year. It's on a Friday, obviously. Friday, the second Friday in it's on a Friday, Jesus. The second Friday in October is Friday
Yeah, that's
the
right.
13th.
Which, yes, there were 2 this year. I remember that.
I'm calling it right now. We're doing a watch party.
Awesome.
We'll do a Friday the 13th watch party,
Hell
and
yeah.
we'll do that. It'll be late, honestly, after Vin's show, but yeah, we'll do one probably in this panel. I'd like to have this panel on for that. That'd be fun. We'll discuss which one we'll watch.
As long as it's not the TV show.
Hear me out. Hear
Uh-oh.
me out.
God damn it.
No, we wouldn't watch that on a watch, but no, we'll figure out because we watched Jason Takes Manhattan
Yep.
on my channel.
Mhm.
I think we watched part 6. I think we should watch part 5. That one's directed by a porn director. I mean, it's one of my favorites, even though Jason's not in it. It's still a solid. There's 23 kills in that movie. I
Solid.
mean, that's a freaking high body count.
Yeah,
Roy
it is.
was overcompensating for not being Jason.
Mhm.
But back to Jason.
Is that the one at the end in the barn in the daylight? Yeah, but
he
see,
falls off onto the spikes and the mask
Right.
comes off.
but at the
Yeah.
very end, don't they show Jason? I thought
No,
they showed him.
they have the flashback of Tommy's in the hospital and he's wearing the mask when the girl wakes up.
Oh, okay.
Remember? He's behind her and it was just like a dream.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen that one.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
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 Soul Assassin comes in with an update. He says, in the original script, Jason was supposed to kick a barking dog, but Kane Hodder refused, saying it wasn't in his character to do that.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, Kane.
Good for you.
And it's kind of surprising that Cunningham would have even allowed that because, I mean, even in part 6, you see Jason won't hurt kids either.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. He is not a Democrat, people.
Oh, God.
Or Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. We I don't want to gloss over the opening radio narration for this that plays in with Darkest Side of the Night because that's a little like it's a freaking nice setup. It really was.
Yeah.
I love that, and just I love that freaking song. I really do. I've listened to it enough to the fact the kid knows the words to it now. So
Awesome.
yeah, but no, this you get that lead in, and yeah,
Mhm.
the uncle, the professor, whatever teacher, whatever he is, What a swarmy prick. That's 2 movies in a row. You get Bernie Lomax as the shrink for Lar Park Lincoln's character in 7.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get this swarmy asshole in this in part 8. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, God, what the hell? Like all
I
these
know.
doctors, like you were just cheering for them to die.
You really were, especially in this movie. Like I loved when he got it in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, beautiful death sequence. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Take that, Charles.
Oh, that was so good.
some of the original like backstory about that, they try to say that's like toxic sludge that he stuck his head into.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because in New York City,
I thought it was.
yeah, well, in New York City, you know, there's barrels of toxic sludge everywhere. I mean, everybody knows
where
that.
That's
Ninja
just
Turtles
water
came
from the
from.
Hudson. Everybody.
I
knows
thought
that.
they imported that in from Jersey.
Yeah.
They used to keep it out behind pizza parlors by the dumpsters, I heard.
Oh God.
Hey, Masters Maniac Mexico. He says, first of all, thank you for being here. I don't recognize your name, but I appreciate you being here. He says, if there's one blessing in being a German in Mexico, it's that I can get my hand on every single movie I want in physical media around the corner. Bought all a while ago. Time to watch them all. Nice.
That's fantastic.
Yes, physical media is the way to go.
Oh,
Yep.
geez. I was in Best Buy today, and I'm like, wait a minute. Someone told me that Resident Evil Death Island came out. I said, let me see if they got it. I go to ask the guy. He goes, oh, looks like we only got 2 copies. I think one's still here. And then he went walking around the store, and the guy found it for me. But that was it. Brand new movie. They hyped it all over the place. People have been loving it, and there's 1 copy.
Oh, wow.
Physical media, they're shorting it all over the place.
Yeah.
They're trying to crush it. Luckily, there's a few places like Shout Factory, Screen Factory, and a few of the other ones that are keeping it alive. So, and you know what? As bad as some of the prices seem, they're really not that bad compared to what some of the stores that are selling some of those things. Unless you're going to like a Walmart and getting the bargain basement versions of them. Like if you want a good copy, they make really good copies. I got Big Trouble Little China from them. Excellent copy. But there's another thing that they brought back in this movie we haven't seen in a while. We haven't seen a version of good old Ralph, and we wind up getting it in this movie.
Yep.
The deckhand, you're all gonna die.
Yeah. I was like, it's Crazy Ralph's brother. He's a seaman.
I know. That was really cool to see him. Masters Maniac Mexico. He says he's been subscribed for a while and watches frequently, just hasn't had a chance to catch me live. Thank you for the warm-hearted welcome. Well, you're welcome. I'm so happy to have you here.
Yeah, that is
awesome. Clobby sent him, huh? Oh, nice. Yeah, tell Clobber inside times we said hi.
Yes, please. Thank you. Yeah, that was amazing seeing that again. Like that was a nice blast from the past, you know, from you're doomed if you stay, like how Tommy has that on my channel.
Did you call for it again?
I'm a messenger of God. You're doomed if you stay here.
Yes.
Classic.
I love that. Yeah, he was a cool dude. Monotony, nice to see you.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Don. E-Tep Imperioli.
I do like how Jason goes around. He's taking them out one at a time. He's not like really making himself known, and he's like hitting them one. Like what was the next one you got? Was it the it was the guitar chick?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When they're going down to shoot her, and the poor simp that's with her.
Oh
Running
yeah, the
camera,
film
the poor
makes
simp. Oh
yeah,
God.
I know.
Yeah. But that was such a cool scene where she got it down there. Oh my God. It was.
Yeah.
And they really utilized the space that they had on the boat for those kills. That was a cool one. And then after that, because Glasses dude doesn't get it till later on.
Right. I
Yeah.
think the next one is the bully chick, wasn't it?
Blondie. Oh, she's gotta make her move on the professor first. Remember
Right.
the gimmick? She's drew the anatomy on her body, which looking back at it now, you realize how fucking creepy that was.
Yes,
That,
very.
Yeah.
And
you don't
also,
think- and Rob Hedden wasn't even the porn director. That was the dude from Part 5.
and it's funny because, like, why do they have assignments if this is a graduation cruise?
Yeah. I think it was like she had to make up for something that she didn't.
Okay.
I think that's what it was, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, then the kill on the disco floor, that was pretty good.
Yeah, Kelly. Who?
Oh,
I met
Yeah,
her.
oh.
She's awesome.
yeah. Because they had that spinning shot of her looking around, and then all of a sudden, like, bap, she's hoisted. Oh yeah, that was.
Well,
That-
I like how
That was.
I like how they play into the effect of the lights being disorienting on her
Uh-huh.
because she's imagining
Very.
she's seeing Jason everywhere at one point.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a good movie. I mean, I do have some issues with. I feel like there's some plot holes in it, but like, like if it weren't a Friday the 13th movie, like let's just say it was any other kind of slasher, I feel like it would be awesome. But the continuity stuff bugs me.
I really don't see where there's continuity errors.
Well, so okay, it's towards the end. So do you want me to wait on that?
No, we can wait on that if you want. I mean, if there's
All right.
something that's happening right now, I mean, we kind of explained why he's there because he's
Yeah.
chasing after her.
Yeah, that's not like any part of my problem at all.
And of
It's,
course, once he's there, opportunity for all the other little bastards to get it.
Yeah,
But there was something else in here, and it's another thing
Favorite
where
scene.
that's
it
awesome.
kind of shows that Jason is not mindless. So
Right.
when he throws the one guy, he throws the one kid, Mr. Cameraman, and he throws him into that big electrical panel and sets it off, and he sees the fire going. What does he do? He hits the fire alarm. He has enough intelligence to know, well, if I hit this, it's going to set an alarm off. People are either going to come check or sprinklers are going to go or something. So he had enough sense to do that too.
But Deadites
Yeah.
aren't retarded. I mean, they mess with people. They know like their life and everything else too. Like they play games with people, almost like a demon in an exorcism or something. You know?
Yeah, but for the most part, Deadites don't really hide themselves and kind of like use the element of surprise, because Jason uses the element of surprise more times than not. Because when he goes up into the captain's chamber or the captain's wheelhouse, and the first thing he does is take out the first mate, and then comes up behind the captain and slits his throat.
Yeah,
it's not all about, hey, you're going to see me and I'm going to scare you to shit before you die, like a Deadite would do. He's
That's why I don't know. I'm trying to say it's canon. That's to me, it's still weird. I think Jason is still his own thing.
Soul Assassin. Yes, that does happen. I think we might have moved past it, but yeah, there's one of the students in a sauna like room, and Jason makes it in there. Go ahead, Etep.
After the boxing, because
Yep.
homeboy Julius, I think is his name, was down
Yes,
there
Julius.
Yes.
That was great.
whooping on old boy, and dude got distracted by Kelly Hu and the blonde girl who Kelly Hu's actually more attractive than. Can we just talk about that for a minute? How the other one was supposed to be hotter, and it's like,
Yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah,
no,
I'm
this
with
one.
you. Yep, Kelly
This
Hu was.
this one.
She's always been a
this one-
smoke show.
Yeah, but so he gets distracted, gets beat up, gets KO'd. He's in the sauna, laying there with a towel over his face, and then the lava rock right through the right through the stomach. That was
Yeah.
that was a cool scene. That was really cool.
That was.
That was a good. Yeah, that was a good kill.
Kane is such a great Jason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My God, it's Kane.
That guy's stomach had a family.
Oh shit. He's like
So-
Rebs Kelly. Choke slam. Choke slam.
I like when they make it to New York and Jason sees the hockey mask on the billboard.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for the team.
I love how they can't use the Rangers. They can't use the NHL. They have the Eastern Hockey League,
Yeah.
but it's still the Rangers colors. That ain't the Islanders.
Yeah,
No.
which is funny. Holy shit.
But I don't want to skip over because there's a couple more death scenes on the boat. We get homegirl there in the bathroom. The
the
slutty
shower.
chick. Yeah, she's
Yep.
Because he punches the mirror out. She's down in the shower. And this is the thing that's plagued this franchise is the MPAA. A lot of these kills are done so well and they're so intricate, and then the MPA is like, no, you got to cut that out.
Yeah.
And you lose. There's so much it still works with the way it's implied in a lot of the situations, but
Yeah.
it's just the effort went into the special effects. So it's like you want to see that payoff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Detail is asking, what is our favorite part of Jason Takes Manhattan? He says his is when Jason kicks the boombox.
Yeah.
That one's fun when he
Yeah,
takes his mask off.
Yeah.
You know,
Times Square.
it's a tie for me between two parts. So you got Julius up on the roof, and he tells
Yep.
Jason, "Give me your best shot," and he just knocks his head clean
Yes.
off his shoulders.
That was so
The
funny.
other one is when he bursts into the diner and just the door, boom, boom, and
Yeah.
he takes that guy and
Yeah.
tosses him like a rag doll. And that guy's pretty big too.
That guy
That's
became
another-
Jason.
He's another Jason.
hmm
Yeah, they hired him
cool.
for Freddy versus Jason.
Yep.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep,
Is that Kurzinger?
I think so.
That's
yeah.
it. That was him?
Ken Kurzinger.
Yeah.
think
Ken,
is his name.
Ken Kurzinger. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
he was-
that's him.
He was a good Jason too. I'm
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
imposing. He worked.
He's
Yeah.
bigger than Kane Hodder is.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why
Yeah,
they
he's
wanted
something like,
him.
what is he, like 6'6" or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a big boy.
Yeah, he is a big
And
boy.
Visually, that did look incredible.
That's the only thing I really like about Fred. I'm not a Freddy vs. Jason fan, but him in that movie, yeah, I was like, this guy's a fucking monster. Like literally, like he's huge.
That
Yeah,
movie
they-
was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah,
I
they
saw it in the
really wanted
theater.
to show the size difference between Freddy and Jason, and that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
they picked Kurzinger instead of Hodder. But
It's crushed him for so long.
yeah, I know. I can understand.
But hey,
Well,
you know
Kane,
what?
Kane had gotten really sick for a while too. So
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
really?
Yeah.
yeah.
He had health issues.
Oh,
It was but Kane Hodder, man, he like you said, Tommy, he just brought it to that role, you know.
Mhm.
guy was just and then he does the stunt. So I mean, he knows he's got it's great because he has a good psychology for the character, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a character who a lot of people just look, oh, Jason's just a mindless killing machine. It's like, no, he's not. No, he's not.
Right.
You know, he might be
he's at the edge of his seat. You're wrong. You're wrong.
let me tell you exactly why. But no, he is. He calculates. Tommy said he calculates things, even though he's undead in some shape or form. Like, would that be considered like a wraith? Is he a wraith?
I was considered to be more akin to something like Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's on that idea because with the lightning.
Yep.
There's a term I'm trying to think. Me and Justin Proper kind of agreed on that. Like this, it's an actual. It's another term.
He's definitely reanimated.
Yes.
So something along those lines for sure. So yeah, I think Tommy's right. I'd go close to with the Frankenstein's monster kind of thing.
Reanimated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy calling him that.
And it would also explain the extra super strength he has.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they had that in Reanimator.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which again, that's your perfect. There's another crossover you could do.
Oh, little Cronenberg with your Friday the 13th.
Hell yeah! You kidding me? So that first one was so good. That Reanimator movie.
I haven't seen the first one I haven't seen the second one in probably 20 years because that came out in like
I wanted to see that one again too. Yeah, I only seen pieces of that, but the first
I
one
rented that on VHS.
We reviewed it here, and yeah, that movie was so freaking good. It was
very good.
Yeah.
It's just really a shame you're not going to see a whole lot of those crossovers unless like New Line picks them up because I mean you got Freddy versus Jason. It was supposed to be Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. I mean, in the comics they did Jason versus Leatherface. They were supposed to have Michael Myers at some point in one of them. I mean, there's so many other options that you have out there. I mean, you have the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, yeah.
That would be interesting. A lot of people have been talking about Hatchet now as well. Like, wouldn't that be a cool crossover?
I've never seen any of those. I've never seen that.
They're fun. They're fun.
You'd like them, especially as a Friday the 13th fan.
Hell yeah.
Those are on Peacock, I think.
And Tubi?
I know when we watched them, we reviewed them here. They were on Tubi. I don't know if they still are. I think they are.
They were good. Oh my! I wasn't expecting it to be that good, and Frankie was watching them too, because they take place one after the other. So it's like as the first one ends, it picks up right where and the second one right where that left off, and they did it throughout all of them. But, oh my God! Excellent films. I think 2 and 3 were like the best ones.
Yeah, well, awesome. And then the fourth is Hatchet.
Yeah, because 2 also has. I mean, you got Candyman makes like he's got an appearance in there. Tony Todd.
Oh, Tony Todd, nice.
Yeah, he's. You'll see him in the first one, but then he's got a much bigger role in the second one. So yeah, dude, great stuff in there, and Robert Englund is also in the original one, in the first one.
Damn.
Details says, according to Kane Hodder, he said when they shot the main scene in Manhattan, he said people were chanting Jason, and he loved it. That's amazing.
I heard that in an interview or something. He was kind of talking about that would be so freaky, like full Jason regalia in Times Square.
Oh yeah. The documentary was also on Tubi, the one that's on Kane Hodder. That's definitely worth watching. Because I did all of them. It's like Trina was like, I know you're busy, Vinny. I'm like, I ended up watching all the movies and that.
Yeah, I gotta. Well, Draven and I at some point are gonna be reviewing the Saw franchise because I love that franchise. But
now that's one of the few that I will absolutely take a pass. I hate it.
I went to see the first 6 in the theater on opening night.
Oh, nice. So, are you a big fan or no?
I After about the third one, I just went because they were coming out, and
Yeah.
me and my ex Satan would get stoned and go watch them. But I stopped liking them after it just became like torture porn. I was
see,
like,
I totally
I didn't-
disagree with that.
it was like Hostel. Like Hostel never needed to be made the same way the second Hostel never needed to be made. Those movies were terrible. That whole genre was just like Saw. Like the first Saw is a masterpiece. I don't want to get too far off topic here. But
Yeah.
no, the first Saw is Lee Wanell just blew that one away. That was freaking amazing. Him and James Wan, but that was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I gotta watch that one. Yeah, it's been a minute since I saw the original one, but I do want to see that, but I don't know about all the other ones. Like you said, 'cause I get kind of tired if it's the same shit like that, and I hate Eli Roth. That's why I never watched the Hostel movies. I don't think he's a good director at all.
I saw Hostel 1 and 2 in the theater, and I shouldn't have went back for the second one because I left. That was I think that's the one movie I got up and I left. I was like, nope. It was just,
I never watched any of the Hostels.
Yeah.
But I love the whole Saw franchise. Love it.
Okay.
Tree Rock Creations asks, well, he says, I think the second Friday the 13th had the wheelchair guy in it.
Mark.
Okay.
Yep, Mark. It's funny because his name was Mark. He's in a wheelchair. My father-in-law's name is Mark, and he's in a wheelchair. And he has not yet got hit with a machete to the face. So he's
not yet,
Spade.
right?
Knock on wood.
He hasn't pissed me off.
Tree Rock. Yeah, that was in 3D. Matter of fact, I do have the DVD version of it that is actually in 3D too. If you have 3D,
you have
glasses,
3D,
which is nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I had to pick that up. I already had the entire collection, but when I seen they had re-released a few of them with added bonus footage, and then they had the 3 in 3D, I was like, oh yeah, I'm picking that up.
See, mine's not in 3D. I have to look. I don't think mine's in 3D in the one I got with the because I got the Scream Factory box set last Christmas. I don't think it is. I don't mind either way. I love that one. That one leans heavily into the one I'm writing as part 3. Some of the locations.
Oh, cool.
The only thing that agitates me is I don't have the original 3D glasses.
That
from
would be
the
cool.
theater. What we do have,
those
though, we
paper
do
ones?
have. I forget which Nightmare it was, but one of the Nightmares was in 3D, and we do have the Nightmare on Elm Street 3D glasses from the theater.
Oh, cool.
The red and the blue, or are they the green ones?
They're I thought they were more like brownish color, but they could be gray.
Yeah, they were. Both of them were like, it was a solid thing. It's not that I hated the red and the blue. That made me sick as a kid. When movies and shows try to do that shit.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about the paper part of the glasses. No,
No.
The lenses are still red and blue, I believe.
Fuck that.
Time Prophet. He says, I won't watch the Saw movies. I like horror movies, but Saw is just sick. Dude, I am telling you it's not like that. It's not like that. I wouldn't watch them if they were.
They're making another one, aren't they? Where they do
Yeah.
it's like it's going to be in between like 3 and 4 or something.
It's gonna be. It's just another movie.
No, I heard that it's supposed to be taking place in between a certain couple of movies because it's going to have the main guys going to be back.
Oh, I'll have to look into that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think they want to tell more of his story.
I miss Shawnee Smith though. She was awesome. I dug her, man. She was great on Becker, and I kind of had a crush on her anyway. So when she was in the Saw movies, I was like, oh shit, it's Shawnee Smith from Becker.
Was she the brunette?
Yeah.
And
She had the gimmick on her face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, you gotta watch all the movies.
Oh yeah, she was great.
She has a bigger role in the franchise. Like, there's a lot to her character.
Sweet.
Trying to catch up on the comments.
One sec, the dog.
So all right, we should probably get back to Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Frankie. No, it's nice to see you. Okay. he says, "Hey, hi, hello. What do they call Friday the 13th fans? Jasonites, hockey heads?" What?
We prefer hockey Americans.
Oh, okay. So we've got some confirmation here. The new Saw movie is going to take place between the 2nd and 3rd. And Amanda is
Okay.
coming back for, oh, Saw X. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Are they going to space? Like Jason did in Jason X?
Dude,
Saw
Saw's going to space? What did I miss? I didn't know if it was Jason trying to kick the door down, but no, it was a little dark.
So we got confirmation, Vinny, that the new movie is going to be between takes place between 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and Amanda is coming back. That's Saw X.
All right.
So, which one was it? Part 3 that had the Mudvayne song, or was that part 2?
Oh, I wouldn't remember that.
I used to love Mudvayne. I did. They had a video and everything was like tied into the. Which one was the one with the needle pit? Was that part 2 or 3? That they made Amanda get into. I think that was that 2? Was that 3? I don't know, but that was the one because that was in the video. Was her jumping in the fucking needle pit? Yeah. And speaking of needles, there's the cool alley scene where the heroin junkies have Rennie, and Jason has his, like we said earlier, his hero moment. And
yes.
He kills the rapists.
Oh, there's something interesting with that. So the guy who plays like basically the lead gangbanger there, Sam Sarkar. Did you know he also, besides being in like Legends of Fall and Mordecai, he was also in Friday the 13th, the series.
I didn't know that. I thought he was in Predator 2. I thought he was one dude. I thought he was in Predator 2. One of the game, but he was in Friday the 13th, the series, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I want to buy that. I'm going to get drunk and order that tonight. Why not?
So I don't think any of it I don't think we answered what our favorite parts were of this movie or
I did.
Okay. Etep, do you have a favorite part of the movie?
It's tough to like have a favorite part of this. Like for me to pick one, I would have to probably say the dance floor scene is the coolest visual. Cats. I heard fat ass jump off the counter above me. But no, it would be the dance floor kill scene with Kelly Hu. It is. It's visually, it's awesome the way they set it up. Like you said, the lights are disorienting. They have that 360 angle around the room, and then bam, he's there. You know, and yeah, it is. It's a dope ass scene. That one, or when the roof scene with Julius is another cool one. The rock to the stomach, but the dance floor scene would probably be my favorite.
All right. How about you, Vinny? Do you have a favorite part?
I was around the same thing. Love the dance floor. And the scene when he's in Times Square, because you see everything in Times Square. I used to go there all the fucking time. So to see that part, and yeah, that was great. That was a lot of fun. And obviously, the funniest, goofiest scene is him punching that kid Julius's head off, because it's so obviously a dummy head. So like out of just for that is fantastic. But the most satisfying kill, I think, is when he kills that stupid doctor. The one that Tommy played.
Yeah. Yes,
that's the most satisfying. But yeah, favorite scene, disco ball scene.
Yeah, I agree. That the most satisfying kill is the teacher there, or uncle, whatever. Yeah, such a jerk. It was awesome. But yeah, I would say my favorite part. I like when Jason, he gets to Manhattan and he sees the hockey mask on the billboard, and he kind of like does that, like tilts his head, and I like that kind of like comedy relief a little bit. And then and I love him knocking the Julius's head off on the roof.
I think like comedic relief in there. I love the part where he kicks the boombox, and instead of just killing those kids, he just lifts up his mask.
Oh yeah,
it's cool, man. It's cool.
See, and that's another moment of awareness on his part, because he's like, now I could kill them, and there's a myriad of targets around him, but he's just like, nope. And you know, he's going on his way because he's got Rennie and I can't think of what the hell is dude's name. Sean, Rennie and Sean.
Yes.
Yeah. Sean was the captain's son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your best shot. Motherfucker.
Go
right there. That was Jason effectively putting an end to a Disney and sending him right into the dumpster.
Right. That's how it's done.
That was great.
Holy hell.
He could do that to Mitch McConnell. Never mind.
Oh, I'm a turtle.
Has Jason ever played hockey? No, I don't think so.
He wasn't good around water or ice.
No.
He did freeze that one chick in Jason Goes to Space, though. Jason X, remember? He shoved her in the gimmick.
I've only seen the opening to that movie. I could not. I'm sorry. I just could not do that one.
I actually like that one too. I think that one is fun. It's fun. Well, there's a tie-in. There's a tie-in novel too. That's actually a really good read if you watch that movie. And then they did a comic series as well, where they have a crossover with Jason X, or Uber Jason, as some people call him, and the original Jason, which is pretty interesting as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I was working at McFarlane when they were doing the figure of that one, and I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
What, the X one?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I hope NECA makes one.
In the last toy stream, I showed the McFarlane one. Because I worked on that line of figures as well. I did the Tooth Fairy, which they didn't use that design in the movie. So it's a figure that it was the previous design, which was interesting. And we never got the it was Darkness Falls, I believe, was the movie. And they ended up doing like a doll face and a fully black dress floating thing or whatever. But in that movie, it was different from the concept artwork and everything. They even had a costume. And I designed the figure for it, and she was like a demented-looking demon fairy who was like all naked, and she had like teeth going in patterns all down her body, all over, and long black hair.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
The Tooth Fairy one?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
I'm pretty sure I've shown it. Let me see if we can find it again.
I'm telling you, nothing beats that one part in Jason X though, where he takes the hologram chicks in the sleeping bag and beats them against a tree.
Yeah. Hi, do you want to have premarital sex and smoke some pot? Yes. As a matter of fact, I can do. We that was out of my box set. That was the it's kind of hard for me to have premarital sex. I've been married for almost fucking 13 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years. Who knows? It just all feels the same after 5. I'd say that if she was here, she'd agree with me.
Oh, yeah.
But the first movie I watched in the box set, everybody would think, knowing me, it would be part 6. No, it was Jason X, Tommy. And the beautiful thing is, do you have that Scream Factory one?
No, I just got the regular copy that I bought when it first came out. I never did. I think I got like the. I used to be a sucker for buying all the widescreen editions when that was the thing. There was something about that widescreen format that I really did like, because you got almost like the theater experience, because you're seeing the entire screen instead of the cutoff versions you get on most of the other ones.
Yeah. Reason I ask is because they put for Jason X on there, which I haven't watched any of the other extra features on them because I've watched a couple of the movies, but not got in that deep into the weeds and the bonus features like I did with Jason X. And they have the original analog television commercials on in their original air quality, which is honestly, it is fucking insane to see the picture quality difference between now and the analog. I showed it to Trey because we were watching all the trailers, and he was like, "Why does the picture look like that, Dad?" And I'm explaining it to him, the difference between digital TV and analog. I said, it didn't used to be this clear. I was like, that was kind of the, the standard, what it looked like. But it was just cool seeing all the old theatrical, because they have the old theatrical trailers. I mean, it's so neat. And they have those for all the movies too, I guess, is on as much as they can, and all these bonus features, which I freaking like. So,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, I love what they're doing. Scream Factory, Shout Factory, and there's one other one because Fanzine was talking about the third one. Man, they're doing some amazing work for physical media.
Mm-hmm. Yep, them and another company that does a lot of the old cheesy, like it's Vinegar Syndrome. That's where I got my I bought my Miami Connection 4K and Blu-ray set from them at Horror Hound. But you just go to vinegarsyndrome.com and you see they got a good selection there. I'm about to another thing I'll probably get drunk and order tonight is the Canon Films collection. I knew I should have bought it when they had it at Walmart, and I didn't, and I was kicking myself in the ass for it now. So
yeah, I hate that when you see a box set and you're like, yeah, I should get that. Or if money's a little tight, or you go, I'll get it next time, and then you can't find it.
It's gone. I was with the wife.
Speaking of box sets, I just got an awesome deal on the Puppet Master box set from
Nice.
Full Moon Features. It was originally like 100 something, and it came down in price to 76, and I was like, yeah, I'm so glad I waited for it.
Oh,
there's a ton of those. I did a review of the first one in October and nobody watched it. It's actually a pretty good review. You should check it out. But no, I haven't watched a movie in forever, and it was a fun movie to watch again. I was like, I forgot how goofy this movie was and how off the wall the characters are and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got that feel, that this is like a cool movie, but it's just that level of cheese there, but it's like it's enjoyable.
It's got that fun 80s stink on it.
Yep.
I believe they call it stank. Oh shit! But
So
yeah,
That's 70s rock fan. Okay.
Yeah, I put it in the privates, in the private chat, both figures.
Vinny's putting things in our privates, and Soul Assassin says that 70s Rock Fan has been doing streams talking about Canon films.
Nice.
Wait a minute. Did you say he's putting things in privates? I didn't realize we had a gay for up here.
In all of your privates, she said, I'm sticking things in there. I don't know which she thinks I'm sticking in there, but
You better stay away from this pig. That's bestiality, you sicko.
Listen, again, I'm not from New Jersey. I'm not doing that kind of stuff. Sorry. But no, I put the Jason X figure in there, and the very first link is the Tooth Fairy one.
I love this dad joke from Time Prophet. He says the Puppet Master box set has no strings attached. I love dad jokes. That's like, yeah. Anyway.
That's a stick thing.
So, where the heck are we in this movie?
We jumped around when we got midway through the boat trip, and we missed a few deaths, like some of the more ancillary characters that were in the search party. Real professional around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
There was something else that I missed to prove once again that Jason isn't just a mindless idiot. When that guy was actually transmitting to the Coast Guard, he cut the damn thing. He took the lines out so he couldn't transmit anymore.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See, Jason doesn't like trans either. We know this.
Jason's on Team Turf, baby.
Detail. We kind of talked about the rating thing. He says he had a Fangoria magazine and they went over and shared screenshots of parts that were too gruesome to give it an R rating. That's awesome. Did you keep that magazine? I bet that's worth something now.
Probably.
Do you guys remember Monsters magazine in the 80s?
Yes, I think so.
I have it's in here somewhere in one of my totes of like Mad and Cracked and Playboy and all that old shit. I have a few of those monsters. I had the very first issue, which my little sister decided to rip the cover off of, but I still have the issue. And I have one that it was made. It was when it was 88 is when I had this issues from, because it came all the way up to Friday the 13th part 7. And it had a detailed kill list of every character, their name, what weapon they died with, where, and how they were killed.
That's
And
cool.
it had the magazine's here somewhere. It's like I said,
Amazing.
Mhm.
one of the totes.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, that could sounds like it could be like a board game.
Oh yeah, right.
I don't have the kill list anymore, but I still have the magazine because I took it out and I had it hanging on my wall as a kid.
Right?
Yeah, I'll tell you
Jason
what,
Hill-
a lot of those magazines were great, especially Fangoria. I know we had a whole bunch of those, and like all the behind the scenes stuff that they give you in those things, like really get behind to see all the work that a lot of these guys are putting into these movies. Because I know a lot of people just think, you see a horror movie and there's not a lot put into it, but there's actually a lot more put into it than most people realize.
Yeah.
Well-
And horror always gets like people look down their noses at horror, not so much like just regular people like us, but like the industry, the movie industry. For some reason they just don't view horror as like, real cinema.
Yeah,
that's why
bullshit.
Yeah, it's like it's how we have this new elevated horror bullcrap.
Oh, like
But-
Jordan Peele?
Yeah.
Garbage.
Ugh. Yeah, that's a hard pass.
I mean, I've seen a couple of like what they call elevated horror movies. I consider it thriller, to be honest. That are good thriller movies, but it's not horror.
No.
But yeah, getting back to this movie, we keep getting off track, but that's all right. That happens here. So yeah, all right. Let's.
We're up to the point where he actually run into the street thugs, and the street thugs took Rennie.
Rennie. Yeah.
I keep wanting to say because I know some people named Renee. I know some people Rennie, so it gets confusing. How do you pronounce it? I have the same people pronounce my daughter's name wrong. They instead of saying Zoe, they say Zooey or some other dumb shit. So
yeah.
But yeah, so we run into the street thugs.
Yep. I love that. And yeah, he lifts his mask up instead of like just going ham on the teenagers, which would have been very satisfying. He just lifts his mask up like he just knew that he looked horrible.
Yeah, but he's smarter than that too, because if he killed those guys, then like a bunch of cops would have surrounded him. It would have been a totally different movie.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah, so then he meets up with them in the they hide down in the sewer and he ends up finding them down there. And basically we're pretty much at the end of the movie.
Well, I mean, you also had the part where she had the flashback when she runs into Jason because she sees him as a kid again.
Yes.
And she has the same flashback that she had on the Lazarus when she's the first one to actually know that he's there. And she kind of sees him as a little kid. So when she hits him, she has that big flashback moment. And she realized what I guess that would be her stepdad
Uncle.
did to her.
I thought it was his uncle.
Well, because they explained that her parents were dead, so he's like the permanent caretaker. So and realized that he damn near drowned her in the lake, and that Jason was trying to get her. So I mean, it all ties back into him.
Yeah, she keeps on seeing like throughout the movie when when like he makes it to the Lazarus, we see her starting to have a bunch of flashbacks, and she doesn't even know what the heck she's seeing until that at that moment where she hits like young Jason Voorhees with the cop car. I think it was a cop car. Yeah, and then she like has that flashback of her in the boat, and then she gets thrown overboard, and like it's kind of ambiguous. What the heck? Ambiguous. Yes, thank you. Words. Like, yeah, on one hand, I can see that he's trying to get her to swim, but on the other hand, it's kind of creepy at the same time because just the way he goes about it, and he knows that Jason is down in the lake somewhere. It just seemed off to me, and she definitely gets that feeling as well. It feels off to her, and she doesn't trust him anymore. And she runs over to the female teacher for comfort, and he's like, "I was trying to help you. And stuff." And but yeah,
she's like, why is Senator Biden trying to? What is he doing to me in here?
Hey, man.
And she's so then it all like makes sense to her that she knows exactly what's going on, that she's seeing Jason because of, you know, when she was drowning basically in Crystal Lake, Jason grabbed her, but her uncle saved her. So, and that's their connection, and that's her trauma, like keeping her connected to him. So now she knows everything that's going on, and then they end up going into like running and hiding because he catches up to them, right? And then they like push him on the third rail and electrocute him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they think that they killed him, so they walk out of the subway and they're just walking, and then he catches, like, he's still alive, so he catches up to them, and they're in the sewer. They run, like, they're running away from them and running away from him, and they hide in the sewer, and he you know, he catches up to them down in the sewer, and some guy down there, like a maintenance worker or whatever, tells them that like they've got 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever until toxic sludge like floods the sewer system.
That's
That
New
was
York's
hilarious.
regular drinking water. That's that
You
time
know,
that
I'm trying
flows
to-
through the pipes.
I'm
They
trying
imported
to
that from
remember.
Flint.
I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
what else that guy was in. Because I know I've seen him in a couple other movies. He always plays the old grizzled guy. Oh, Red Dawn. He was in Red Dawn. What? He was the father, wasn't he?
I can't
The
remember.
sanitation
God,
guy.
I can't remember.
Avenge me, boys. I'm pretty sure I was the same guy.
Tommy, use Google.
Yeah, I can't remember,
Or
dude.
Zing.
But
Try not to make my computer freeze.
Grab your phone.
so Jason kills that guy, and then they're running from him, and they make it to a place where there's like a stairway up that's like is supposed to lead out of the sewer, and Jason is like right behind them. He's climbing too, and then he looks back, and like the water, like the toxic sludge is gonna start coming, and this is where I kind of have a problem with the movie.
Mhm.
And actually I'm just gonna play it because I think it'll be easier.
Mommy! Don't let me drown! Mommy!
So right there at the end of all that, why did he turn into a little boy with hair?
I think that's just the way she was seeing him.
Yeah, that was what I got from it.
That's what I always interpreted it, is that's the way that Rennie saw him, because that's the way she remembered seeing him as a child,
Okay.
I guess.
And that's how she seen him when she ran into him with the car. That's how she seen him on the Lazarus.
I think it should
No.
have been clarified a little bit more.
When she hit him with the cop car, she saw him as he actually is.
Mhm.
No, she's seen him as a child. There's a small window where she sees him as the child.
With the cop car?
Not with the cop
Yeah.
car.
Yeah, it is. I just watched it again earlier. There's a small scene where she sees him as a child.
Well, okay, so let's say that you're right and that she sees him as like a child, a regular child there. There is a point where she sees him as he actually looks.
Yes.
So why at the end would she see him a different way again?
That's part of the psychosis that she's going through, and it was part of the reason why he said that she wasn't ready for that trip either, because obviously she has some serious psychosis issues.
I don't know.
It's hinted at when she first goes to get on the boat, and he's saying that she isn't ready for it.
Yeah, because she hasn't faced her fears, but then she runs over Jason, and then she realizes like what everything that happened. Yeah, they Time Prophet, they do, but Jason actually was bald.
Yep, we have the same barber.
Yeah, that part didn't make a lot of sense, because there was actually a few points in the movie where she sees like the child version of Jason where he doesn't have hair, and then
Yeah.
other moments he does. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they were shooting those scenes, because all they had to do was go back to the original one.
Well, that's basically what I'm getting at is that's kind of, yeah, that baffled me a bit.
But once again, that could be explained because of her psychosis, because you're seeing that vision through her eyes.
So they didn't both see it, her and her boyfriend.
I don't think so.
I don't think he saw it, no. I think it was just her. Because he really didn't have that. He had no connection to it. Before obviously what happened on the boat, but
Okay, so when we see little boy Jason after the water recedes in the sewer, that's just something she's seeing in her mind.
yeah, that's just what Rennie's seeing.
But then we see the okay.
What?
I was gonna say, but then we see his mask float away, but that doesn't really mean anything. Because he could have just lost his mask from the water.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a weak ending.
Yeah, it's a little ambiguous.
Yeah, they dropped the ball, I think, on this ending. Like, that's why they kind of didn't really know too much where to go after this.
Well, now here's just my thoughts on why they put, because I would say probably the very ending of this movie is probably the weakest part of it.
Yeah.
And I think what they did is they originally had the intention of it just frying Jason with the toxic sludge and just being done with him.
Yeah.
But then somebody said, well, we might want to make another film. And at
Right.
that point, they already knew that they were going to be selling off to New Line Cinema. So I
Okay.
think what happened is New Line Cinema say, look, you can't kill this character off. You need to put an ending in there where we have something that we can say he comes back again. Because when you
Right.
go to the next movie in part 9, that's New Line Cinema.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, your explanation makes sense. It's just, when you have to like, do this with a movie, I feel like it could have been written better.
Mm-hmm.
Although maybe they did kind of hint to it, because in the subway, if you remember, there's a poster on one of the subway walls inside the subway thing, and it says Jason lives.
Yep.
So that could have been an Easter egg, like saying, no, he doesn't die at the end of this. He lives.
I remember seeing that on the wall.
Yeah. Solo Wooden says, also, I love how they seemingly leave this little boy in the sewer.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Now, if it's just an apparition, like if it's just her seeing that in her mind, then that makes sense. I wish it was a little more explained that that's what it was, though. And yeah, Time Prophet, at least he was wearing shorts.
Yeah, it could have been worse. Could have been wearing tighty whities.
Stay.
Well, like I said, I think they hint on it throughout the film when she keeps seeing it over and over again. And I mean, if you follow that line of thinking of what you've seen through the whole movie, you should have been able to see that too. But I know it's very ambiguous the way that they did it in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So like a person that's not really following all that, like, you know, she's suffering through a psychosis because you're seeing it through her eyes. It's pretty easy for everybody else to miss because you're thinking, okay, well, everybody's seeing this, and that's not really the case from everything that the movie is leading up to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Tree Rock Creations is tooling on me. He says, how many Friday the 13th movies connect together in a believable way? I think I stopped watching after part 3. I think that's kind of harsh.
Damn.
I think they all connect very well, except for part 5. Part 5 is the only one that I can't stand, and I hate to say this, I hate part 5 more than I do part 9, and I think that's really sad because I can't stand part 9.
Yeah, he wouldn't let me buy a NECA figure from part 5. He was like, "No, I hate that movie," and he made me return it.
Well, you thought it was regular Jason. You didn't realize it was Roy.
Yeah.
So if you look at the figure, you'll see he's got like the blown off mask with his face and everything. But no, I mean, at least with that, at the very beginning of the movie and the very end of the movie, you got the real Jason. Everything in the middle, you could just cut that and just give me the beginning and the end, and we're good.
Man, like I said, I like part 5 because it's got a massive kill count. And it's the most, I don't know, it's the most like lewd of the entire franchise. You know what I mean? Like when those two like got caught in the woods, the director, I can't think of his name offhand, but like I said, he was a porn director. He wanted them to like basically just like bang. And they were like, we're not really comfortable doing that. He was like, no, just do it.
I forget, what is it? Is it you can't have up to, what is it, seven thrust is the
something like that. But yeah, they were like, the actors were like, we're not really comfortable with this. This guy's like, I don't know why not.
He was like, oh, it's okay. And he grabbed it and he put it in her.
like how they do with horses.
Yeah,
Chris gave us the breakdown of where horror stops and porn begins. So
there is a little bit of a crossover, isn't there? Soul Assassin is linking us some awesome links as usual. There's some Jason Takes New York deleted scenes here in the chat. Thank you for digging all these up. Like this dude is the best.
Appreciate it, Soul Assassin.
Fantastic.
Oh, what's this? Friday the 13th channel? At F13 Network. All right.
30,000, almost 30,000 subs with 235 videos. Maron, where did I go wrong? I got more videos than I got subscribers. This is bullshit.
That's crazy.
I got more subscribers than I do watch hours.
So Time Prophet wants to know, why does Jason keep changing size in every movie?
Well, that was part of the thing that we were touching in earlier, where his body is still growing.
There's a different Jason between parts 2, 3 and 4, I mean, he evolves during those 3 movies. Then when he comes back in 6, it's different. And then 7, 8, I mean, there's an evolution that goes on with the character. He's not just a zombie that, like I said, you can't really look at him like that. It doesn't work.
Yeah, because if he was a zombie, he would just start losing his flesh at each movie.
Well,
Listen,
I mean,
when you got Riri strength, I mean, all sorts of things happen. And maybe you got
all things are possible through Christ. All things are
well,
possible.
I think that's one of the things that kind of crosses over to some of the other people's favorite franchise that they probably know a little better. I mean, if you look at Resident Evil, like some of those things, like the what's the big hulking one?
Tyrants?
The Tyrants. So if you put those down, they come back even more powerful. And Jason's kind of the same way.
Yeah, but they mutate into another form, and they stay in that form until they get
No,
killed
I mean,
again. They get
Yeah,
bigger.
but in a way, doesn't Jason kind of mutate every time he dies and he comes back even more powerful?
Well, but like between actors, like again, you had the football player who played him in 6, and then you had Kane Hodder, and and then you had Jason versus Freddy, and then you go back to was Jason versus Freddy the last Jason movie?
No. Technically, Jason versus Freddy is in between Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X.
And Kane Hodder came back for Jason X, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't say that he's mutating and changing because that's just a different actor.
It's just different actors. It's
So you can't really. And people get a little too insane when it comes to their fan theories.
Hey, we like fan theories. Tree Recreation asked, did Jason ever kill a hockey player? No, but he killed someone wearing a hockey mask. That's how he got it.
Yeah, he had to kill the fat Jewish kid, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I would say going back to that changing size thing, even though it's the same actor for 4 films, he does change size in every single one of them. If you look at it, like all the extra stuff that they put on Kane Hodder, they made him look bulkier in every single movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. He looks like bloated and he looks different. Absolutely.
Because they were going off that, at least when they were making him, like sort of zombie-ish thing where the bodies get all bloated.
Yeah, from being underwater, like.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Yeah, if he's underwater, and then they do the next movie. Yeah, they want him looking like that.
Frankie says it'd be funny if Jason comes back as a midget.
Jason running around with his machete, it's bigger than him. Wow!
So what is he? He one of those little things that you dip in the water and they get bigger?
A shrinky yank. Oh, speaking of Jason as a midget, if you're a Friday the 13th fan, I got a video coming out tomorrow, 11 a.m. It's there's some actual updates for the Crystal Lake prequel series, and I did a video on it, and I have there's this. You know how I like to do my little comedy bits. Well, I've got a segment in there with the little midget from South Park going, "Words are like bullets," and he's walking around and he's got a hockey mask on. So,
nice.
That's tucked away in the video. You'll have to watch a video to find it.
Sweet.
Yes, everybody check that video out tomorrow.
That's done under my Camp Crystal Lake channel banner, but it's on my main channel. I just did a few fun things to it.
We already explained that, Time Prophet. I mean, I know some people don't understand it because the film came later, but if you look at it, Freddy has a connection with hell, obviously, because he keeps coming back from it, and that's how he pulls Jason out. He pulls Jason from hell.
Yeah.
So it definitely ties right into Jason Goes to Hell, and then after that, you're supposed to have Jason X. Which the water theory of him swelling and getting bigger doesn't actually hold water because he's even bigger in Jason X and he's not in water. He's chained up on that little platform that the government has him in, and they don't even say how long they've had him chained up there.
So there is absolutely no good explanation for it, basically.
Other than him dying and coming back even more powerful and stronger and bigger, yeah, that's about the only explanation you have for it.
They did it for plot. It's
Jason says, if you strike me down, I shall return twice as powerful as you can possibly imagine.
more or less.
Be better if he did. But see, that's what I did like with I have the Phantasm collection. I said I was going to review those movies for Halloween like 2 years ago when I bought them, and I still haven't watched part 4 and 5. So I will do those this year. I
It's
will
nice
do
to
those.
know that I'm not the only slacker on the panel tonight.
No, I bought that set fucking 2-3 years ago and haven't even opened it. I was watching them on fucking one of the streaming services.
I did the same
On the
thing.
shelf.
I did the same thing with Batman Beyond. I found one copy in the store of the full season. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sit down and watch these because I did it with the animated series, the regular Batman one. And I'm like, and I never watched it. But I have it, so they can't take it away from me, those sons of bitches.
Yes.
They're removing everything.
Yeah. And it's just getting ridiculous. You have to subscribe to all these different platforms and streaming services. It's just stupid.
I told Best Buy, like they only have one little island now,
Yeah.
and whatever movies are there, and then buy the register on the way out. That's it.
Yep.
Nothing else.
Yep. Same at mine.
Terrible. And Target's even worse. They got an end cap that has like maybe 5 movies, and then one other spot on the side.
Yeah. That same with mine.
Terrible.
My Walmarts are actually better than Target and Best Buy.
Yeah.
No, I don't even bother going to Best Buy. I mean, the only reason I used to go to Best Buy was for the DVDs and stuff like that.
Yep.
And since they started getting rid of them, I have no reason to go there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sucks ass.
It used to be fun to go to Best Buy. You just walk around and look at stuff.
It was.
I used to have a blast. CD collections, DVDs, like all that stuff. Yeah, hours.
I gotta go to Walmart tonight, so I'll be wandering around the DVD section all stoned buying random discs tonight. I'm sure.
I tell you what, man.
I have to go buy beer for the weekend tonight. I have 4 videos to edit, 2 to shoot, and to go buy beer tonight and still eat dinner. I got to figure something out. So
I tell you what,
drinking beer tonight.
I don't know about you. I don't go into Walmart very often, but when I do go in there, one of the things I always do when I go in the DVD section, I always check those bins because sometimes they have some absolutely fantastic deals. I found Rambo in a steelbook for $5 in one of their clearance bins.
Holy shit!
Wow.
I just bought Over the Top, The Crow, Juice, and New Jack City together in a 2-pack, for like 3
DVDs?
like
Or
Blu-ray?
Blu-ray?
DVDs for like $3.50. I'm like, shit.
Yeah. I love those bargain bins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Soul Assassin, a lot of them do. A lot of the steel books have download codes, but the problem is they're only good for so long. And if it's something that's been in a clearance bin, more than likely those download codes are no good anymore.
I don't even.
That's why if I get them, and I usually don't use them, I've given them away on my channel a couple times to people so they can download the shit.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about doing that. I should do that. All right. Well, I think we covered the movie. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about as far as the movie goes?
Just check out the soundtrack if you haven't yet. It's a banger soundtrack. It's fun.
It is fun.
Cool. End of that 80s rock. It is. It's a fun soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the private, like I said, I put the those figures if you wanted to look at them. Jason X and the Tooth Fairy.
I had that one. I had that Jason X one. And the one thing I always hated about it is his Uber arm is not fully encased because it was in the movie.
Yep.
And that always bugged me about that figure.
Yep. They always made those kind of stupid mistakes. I didn't design that one. Like I said, I designed the Tooth Fairy, the Wishmaster.
Vinny has no affiliation with McFarlane creating the Uber Jason.
That's right. No affiliation whatsoever. I did not like that design.
I managed to sneak the Zack Snyder gif into my Friday the 13th video too.
Oh, excellent.
I just have him going. We talked about this.
Oh, fuck. That was so funny when that first came out.
All right, I'll shut up.
Yeah, Tony was like, "Yeah, Vinny, you're not gonna do it." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I had it done before you even finished talking." Oh shit!
That's the figure that Vinny shared. I don't know how I can't make that bigger.
You know, they have a pill for that.
Oh, I shared the full Google search thing. That's weird. That only popped up.
Oh, that was because I did that. Here, let me do something different.
Yeah, you can see all different shots of it, but yeah, I don't know. And most of those things they couldn't stand for shit either.
I left all mine in the packaging.
Oh, good for you. You sold them, made some money.
No, they all got stolen.
Oh, that's right. Shit, I forgot. Yeah, that's back when they were still doing the movie maniacs.
Yeah, this is so if I click on this, how does that look? That's small too, huh?
Yeah, it's small. If you hit the side button, I don't know. It depends on the size of it. You could do like opening up the image by itself in another window. But you know, it should be. If you scroll over it, you'll see if it's a bigger image or not.
Like that?
Like what?
Do you see what I'm doing?
If it's open in another window, I think you have to stop sharing and then open up that new window.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's again, I hate that StreamYard did that.
Okay.
It works with some stuff, but other shit, it's like, well, I just wanted to show this without having to close it and then open it up again. Thanks, StreamYard.
Yeah, that's a pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's all right.
I still say if NECA did it, they would probably make it look a lot better.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
so too.
Yeah, they would. Oh, yeah, and he'd be articulated, so it wouldn't just be that stupid static pose.
And this is Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
They still need to do a Jason Takes Manhattan figure.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't.
Yeah. I saw a custom one done. It was pretty good.
Oh, nice.
There's a lot of good custom figure builders out there I've come across.
Yeah.
What is that? Well, that guy, he not necessarily horror figures, but on is it Etsy? Stan Solo or whatever. He's done some really good Star Wars customs I've seen.
Nice.
Because he sells them. Like he like makes them for sale, which is really cool, but they're kind of expensive. But they're worth it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I enlarge it, it does this. This is ridiculous.
It's way too big, right? Yeah. But yeah, that was like the original design, and it never made it to the movie. It's crazy because like we saw the they sent over photos from the studio that made it and everything, and it did look pretty awesome. And then the director just changed his mind completely, and they made it like completely black, like a black gown dress thing. You couldn't even see the hands, and then they gave her like a doll face, you know, like a porcelain doll.
Yeah.
Which was weird. The movie was okay for what it was, and I ran into the lead actress in a comic shop in New York. They were doing a signing or something, but I was there beforehand, and then when they were setting up, like they normally kick a lot of people out, but they didn't for some reason. I don't know, maybe because I knew the owner. He didn't give a shit. But yeah, she was looking at something on one side and I was looking on the other, but like we were back to back and we hit each other's asses, which was funny. That Emma Caulfield, I think her name was.
Oh yeah.
She turned around. I turned around to her. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, and she just smiled at me. Oh, it's okay.
No, I mean,
I didn't-
it's
I didn't-
okay. It's okay, Vinny. As long as you didn't go ass to mouth, everything's good.
Yeah, you never go ass
ATM is-
mouth.
Yeah, that's unsanitary. That's unsanitary. Even if she wanted to do it, I'd be like, listen.
Well, I mean, let's not be too
Well,
hasty.
wait a minute. I'm like, wait, you're Emma Caulfield. Sure.
Right? I'll go ass to mouth for Emma Caulfield, right?
Okay, so Vinny, do you have anything else
craft-
you want to say about this movie?
Are you a hipster and there's a craft beer involved?
I also had my hands on Kelly Hu, and she is fantastic.
Vinny's met everybody.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
He's famous.
I did a lot of conventions and they popped up at a lot of different talk shows when I lived in New York. And I met a good cast of The Sopranos at a cemetery.
Wow.
That's where they were filming. But James Van Lafini, rest in peace, great guy.
Yeah.
Awesome as shit. One of the coolest celebrities I ever met, hands down. Jason Takes Manhattan. It's silly fun. Some great kills, and Kane Hodder's fantastic in it. Yeah, check it out if you want to check it out. I think part 6 is still my favorite though. I really like 6. And I met that Jason. That's the football player guy.
CJ Graham.
Yep. He was cool as shit. I did a commission for somebody, and he wanted to know who the artist was, and he goes, "Oh, he's here at the show." He was, "Bring him over." And the guy's like, "Yeah, he wants to meet you." And I had some small talk with him and took a couple photos.
That's cool.
Yeah, awesome guy. Very cool.
That is awesome. When we're talking about a movie or something, and you've met some actors, you got to get those pictures ready, and so we can show them.
Yeah, that's right. Shit. I gotta go through my old USB thing and pop them in there. I think they're on Facebook. If I could find them.
Oh, this is cool. To Hell and Back, the Kane Hodder story.
Yeah, that's the documentary I saw.
Nice.
I saw it on Tubi. It still might be there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Solo says, yeah, he's got the YouTube link. All right.
Nice.
Tommy, you got anything else you want to say about the movie?
It's definitely mindless killing fun, and quite honestly, I mean, I know a lot of people have their reservations about it because of the way the ending is, but if you take that idea that it's got a little bit of a psychology element to it because you're seeing some of these things through her eyes, it makes a lot more sense. So you got to look at it from that perspective, because that's what I do believe they were trying to go through, trying to get to. And the ending, I think they were, from what I think I remember hearing, is they were just planning on killing them off. But like I said, they had already had the deal working for New Line Cinema, so they couldn't kill them off. So that's why you got that nondescript ending. And that's not really the way it was supposed to end. So that's why it's a little bit odd, because I think he was just supposed to disintegrate, because you see the one scene where he comes out of that pool of nasty sludge and you could see his face is just disintegrating. I think he was just supposed to disintegrate in that stuff, and that was supposed to be the end of him.
Yeah, that seems likely. And then on the other hand, they kind of left it open as well, because like I said, on the subway, there's that poster, and at the bottom it says Jason lives. So I feel like that was kind of a little bit of a Easter egg, like saying, well, maybe he does live. So I like that kind of stuff where, like you can just come up with your theories, basically. I love fan theories.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even though I had a little bit of an issue with the ending of the movie, I think this is a fun movie. And I think, Kane Hodder is awesome. And if you like Friday the 13th, definitely watch this movie.
And a tip of the mask to Mr. Hodder.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely, like in the movie, how he did to those teenagers.
Yeah.
Well, this was awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Let's go around the horn and let you. Okay, what is that? Let's let everybody know what you got going on. We'll start with ETEP.
Rest in peace, Sinead O'Connor.
God.
Did she die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
passed away
She was
today.
like 56 or something.
Yeah.
Oh wow. When was
She
that?
gets her- that's what she gets
Today.
her burning that picture of the Pope.
Yeah, not okay.
On Saturday Live. Not okay. But no, Friday 13th Part 8 is a fun movie. It's an underrated entry in the franchise that gets a lot of undue hate, but it is a fun entry. And there's certain points where, yeah, it's Friday the 13th. Turn your brain off and just enjoy it, you know, for what it is. But no, I've got a Crystal Lake, Camp Crystal Lake update video coming out tomorrow on the main channel. I'll have videos uploading all weekend. If you're wondering why I'm here and it's 9:00, well, that's because there's no holy shit news tonight, because I gave the boys the night off. I've got videos to edit, shoot. I still got to go buy beer. And yeah, you can check out videos all weekend. We'll be back Monday night with Going In Raw, though.
Awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you for having me. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I'm so glad you were able to
Absolutely.
come.
Oh, so was I.
And-
Thank you.
Yeah, Soul Assassins.
Oh, is that why there's a mess in the green room?
All right, Vinny, tell everybody what you got going on.
Yeah. So I was looking for that the Jason photo, but I guess I didn't upload it on that stupid thing. I'll go through one of my old hard drives. I'll find some stuff. But we should be doing a toy stream and stuff tomorrow, I think. We're also going to be doing some Rumble stuff on Friday. We'll be on YouTube as well, but I like doing half a show on one and then finishing it up on the other, because we could talk about more stuff there, and we've been going off the handle and it's great. People love it. So yeah, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and to the Rumble channel. Getting like 500 views like per live stream now, which is great. So yeah, come hang out and listen to some real stuff there. And I am working on a whole bunch of cool stuff. We got City of Venus 2 that has been in the works. And yeah, I mean, I know Time Property wanted to see more artwork, and I've been teasing it on different live streams and stuff, but I'll give another big update soon. But yeah, City of Venus 2 is underway, and it is looking incredible. So get ready for all that great stuff. Hopefully by the end of the year, I want to at least do like the sign up thing for it, because again, I want to get the work done before I launch. That way, the wait time is next to nothing, because I don't like these scam artists that make people wait 3 or 4 years as they sit on everyone's money.
Yeah.
So that's to me, it's pretty shady as shit. But this was a blast, and thank you everyone on panel, everyone in chat. You guys and girls are fantastic. Much love.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
And also, Superfan Adam Shawhan showed up. I just wanted to say hello and thank you for being here. All right, Tommy, tell him what you got going on.
It's just a shame that your guinea pig had to be a homicidal maniac like Jack Frost.
The same thing that's always going on, messing with the BattleBot stuff, doing toy reviews, and of course the pigs taking center stage and just eating me out of house and home, because they just never stop. Matter of fact, they started right before this stream, and I had to leave Trina hanging with the mic open as they were yelling at me for more food. But so is the way of the collective. So I have a bunch of videos that I've got in the works. Of course, doing some of the new figures that I picked up, which is it's very limited now. I'm not buying quite as much as I used to be able to. This damn economy shit has hit everybody, and it's actually hit me in the way where I can't go out and purchase all the really cool things I would like to get. Just can't afford to do that anymore. So I'm starting to dig back into some of the older stuff that I haven't had a chance to go through in a long time, or things that I've just never even bothered going through for the channel. So there's going to be some older figures coming up real soon as I'm digging into the the dustbins that I have back there of old figures, which are always a lot of fun to show those things back off because they've always captured my imagination and my attention, and they probably always will. Even with some of the new stuff that's out there, man, that old stuff is the thing that draws you into most of these franchises to begin with. So just having a lot of fun doing that. Trying to work on doing other stuff, like trying to get Rumble going. It's kind of like Odyssey. It just seems to be a slow process, but we'll get there. We'll keep having fun. We'll keep coming over here doing the movie streams. I will be on, I think, later tonight with Slasher. I think he's doing his Wrestling Dustbin show again, talking about Wrestling Society X from MTV, a very short-lived wrestling show. And other than that, you will see me popping up on the toy stream tomorrow with Vinny, and who knows what topic I'm going to have, because I am totally unprepared this week for anything, because it's been a shitty week because of CenturyLink. But guys, girls, thank you so much for stopping in the chat, hanging out with us with this awesome discussion of Friday 13th Part 8. Great movie, man. If you haven't seen it, you haven't seen it in a while, give it another chance. Watch again. I'm more than likely, I would almost guarantee you're going to enjoy it. Just turn it off, like ETEP said, and just have fun. Always a pleasure to be up here with these awesome people on the panel. And thank you, Trina, so much for having this horrible, horrible guinea pig.
It's awesome. You guys were awesome. This was a lot of fun. And I want to thank all of you guys in the chat for showing up and contributing to the conversation, and Soul Assassin with all, link dropping. You were awesome at that. And anybody catching this on the replay, thank you as well. You all are awesome. Next week, we will be reviewing Evil Dead, the first Evil Dead. Ooh. So yeah, that should be fun. Otherwise, hope you all have a great evening, night, morning, wherever you are. But yeah, thank you for being here. Had a lot of fun.